Most cheap radios say they get shortwave. That does not mean they're good shortwave radios. The trap is buying the one with the biggest band list, the brightest flashlight, or the most emergency features, and then finding out it's annoying to tune, weak indoors, or missing the one feature you actually needed. Under $100, the smart buy depends on the problem you're solving. Your first radio, the cheapest usable radio, serious shortwave listening, or emergency backup. So in this video, I'll show you the one most people should buy. The cheapest one I'd still take seriously, the one to get if single sideband matters, and the emergency picks that actually make sense. By the end, you'll know exactly which one is yours. Let's start with the safest first shortwave radio for most people. For most buyers, get the Texon PL330. It's not the biggest radio here, and it's not trying to be an emergency gadget. That's exactly why it works. You get real shortwave coverage, a numbered keypad so you can punch in a frequency directly, memory scanning, a one-button auto scan that finds and stores active stations for you, an external antenna jack for FM and shortwave, and single sideband in a compact radio that usually stays under $100 when priced normally. That mix matters because beginner shortwave listening is already unpredictable. Stations come and go with the time of day, and your house is full of interference from lights, chargers, and routers. The radio itself has to make tuning easier, not harder, and this one does. So if you want a real first shortwave radio without jumping straight to enthusiast money, the PL330 is the one. And no, you don't need a giant receiver to start. For international broadcasts, time signals, and casual scanning, this is plenty. A few caveats. It's small, so the buttons and speaker are small too. Long SSB sessions are more comfortable on a bigger radio. Also, check the exact listing before you buy, because charging hardware and bundles can vary. And if the newer Texon PL520 is close in price, it's a fine alternative. Just treat it as a usability refresh, not a major performance jump. Now, if you want to spend as little as possible, the next pick is the line I would not go below. The XH Data D219 isn't the best radio in this video. It's the cheapest one I'd still take seriously. That line matters because below this price, a lot of radios are basically radio-shaped gadgets with the word shortwave printed on the box. The D219 keeps it simple. AM, FM, shortwave, a tuning wheel, a basic speaker, AA batteries. No menus to fight, no fake pro features, no survival radio cosplay. Turn it on, pick a band, tune around. The reason I pick it over the even cheaper D220 is the shortwave dial. The D219 spreads the shortwave band out more, so small movements on the wheel don't skip half a band, which is exactly what you want down here. Not more features, more usable basics. Get the D219 if you want the cheapest real taste of shortwave, a simple backup, a glove box radio, something a kid or a total beginner can use without a manual. Just know what you're trading away. No SSB, no punch-in frequency entry, no exact digital tuning. It's not the one for serious weak signal hunting. If you only want to hear some shortwave without spending much, it's perfect. If you want ham voice, utility signals, and exact frequencies, skip it. The next radio is built for that. Here's the dividing line for serious listening, SSB. You don't need it for normal international broadcast stations. If that's all you want, you'll be happy without it. But the moment you want amateur radio voice, utility signals, and the more serious end of shortwave, SSB is the feature you'll regret skipping. That's where the XH Data D808 earns its place. It gives you shortwave with SSB, airband, FM with RDS, direct frequency entry, an external antenna input, and a swappable 18,650 battery. This is a radio for someone who wants to keep exploring, not just scan a few stations at night. What you're really buying is control. You can land on an exact frequency instead of hunting near it. You get a more hands-on feel than the little beginner radios. And the airband is a real extra the PL330 doesn't have. One warning, only buy the D808 when it's clearly under $100. It often sits right at the line, and prices move. If it jumps over, don't chase it because it belongs in a budget video. The trade for all that capability is more controls, more menus, and a slightly steeper start. So buy the D808 if SSB, airband, and real tuning control are the point. Buy the PL330 if you'd rather have the simpler first radio. And if that SSB explanation just saved you from buying the wrong kind of radio, drop a like. That's the only time I'll ask. And it's what tells me to keep making practical buyer guides like this. Now, the last group is where people get confused, because a travel radio and an emergency radio are not the same thing. First, a cheap pocket radio with weather band, the XH Data D221. This is not a shortwave performance pick. It's a small, cheap backup that adds weather band for US and Canadian users. Get it if you want something pocket-sized and battery-powered to leave in a bag or drawer, not because you think it will out-listen the PL330 or D808 on shortwave. For an actual grid-down emergency, look at the Kaito KA500. Different job entirely. It's not here because it's the best shortwave listener. It's here because emergency use is about power options, NOAA weather, a light, and having more than one way to keep the radio alive when the power's out. Just don't make this your main hobby radio. Buy it as a tool, not a listener. And then there's the Ratty RF760, the one people buy because the spec list looks thrilling. AM, FM, shortwave, SSB, weather, airband, VHF, UHF, CB, all in something tiny. But a longer band list doesn't mean better listening. The RF760 is a fun pocket scanner-style radio to poke around with. It is not my performance pick, and I wouldn't take it over the D808 for serious shortwave. Now, here's the easy way to decide. For most people, get the Texon PL330. The simple checkout rule, buy the PL330 unless you can clearly name the one thing it doesn't do that you actually need. If that thing is cost less, get the XH Data D219. If it's SSB, airband, and tighter tuning control, get the XH Data D808, but only when it's actually under $100. If it's weather backup in a tiny pocket radio, get the XH Data D221. If it's emergency power when the grid is down, get the Kaito KA500. And if you just want a tiny wideband radio because the band list looks fun, the Ratty RF760 is interesting. Just don't mistake it for the best shortwave performer here. And if you're buying one, the next mistake is picking the radio before you understand antennas, batteries, and what you can actually hear when the power's out. That video's on screen now. Go see what a cheap radio can really pull in.